I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
So this is how it really got started. So, at that time, I was still pretty young. I mean, I was in my late 20s, maybe about 26, 27 years old, and very educated. I love the field. I love construction. I've been doing it pretty much my whole life. And I found myself at a point where I would sit down with some of my bosses and stuff during my yearly reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and I would ask, okay, I'm a project manager. What do I have to do to be a senior project manager? You know what one of them told me?
What's that?
He said, young man, you don't have enough gray hair on your head. You don't have enough gray hair in your beard. So you got to wait your time.
Damn.
So in my mind, I'm thinking like, all right, so I can work for these people. I can work for these senior level execs that were grandfathered into it, not based off qualifications, but based off age. So I said, okay, cool. Another year went by. I sat down. I said, hey, well, look, all the projects I've been on have been very profitable, blah, blah, blah. What am I doing to not be considered for more of these senior roles? Once again, you need to wait your time. Well, how much time is that?
They didn't have no solid qualification.
No.
They didn't have no rhyme or reason for
no.
what you had to do. It's just waste your time.
Wait your time. I mean, they would give me raises, but they refused to put me in that
role that you know you deserve.
That I deserve. So needless to say, man, although the money was great, I was miserable. I was waking up every single day, sitting in you know how it is when you got to sit in your truck for about 10, 20 minutes before you go in.
Just pray and let the spirit.
No, for real. Like I'm legit.
And I just got to try to make it through another one.
Another day, man.
What? Yo, so I'm straight up, so I'm sitting. I'm when I realized, man, that I'm sitting in my truck and like just, oh man, I gotta go back in here. All right, so then it get to a point, man, where I left that company and I was excited. I got introduced to a Black-owned construction company. My very first experience with one. Believe it or not, it actually wasn't a really good one. So I ended up working for that company. Obviously, I can't put anybody's business out there, but I ended up working for that company, and they ended up putting me on the street 6 months in the job.
Damn. What was the reasoning for that?
Well, I was brought to that company to help develop their general construction phase portion of it. Because originally they only had one scope. When you talk about scope, it's like, what do you specialize in? So they only specialized in one particular area, but they wanted to grow as a bigger general contractor and take on multiple scopes, multiple jobs. I had that background coming from the multifamily industry. So it was mostly just I wouldn't say a friction point, but as an owner now, I get it. Like, the owner of the company didn't like how my approach was to getting us to that point. It was more like, hey, my thought process was, give me your vision, let me go. His thought process was, no, I want to hold on to you while you doing this vision. Like, I need to be a part of everything.
Micromanage.
Yeah, he wanted to micromanage that process. And for me, that I don't work well with micromanagement. I don't even micromanage my own employees right now. You know what I mean? If I got to micromanage you, I don't need you. Like, that's how I empower them. So anyway, as a matter of fact, it was November the 11th. What was it, 2018, 19? Yeah, it was I remember it was on Veterans Day. I'm a vet. I walk in and get laid off.
Damn.
That's messed up.
That is
on Veterans Day. I'll never forget it.
Damn. Ain't no happy Veterans Day.
No, it wasn't no happy Veterans Day. Yeah, 2019. So, all right, fast forward that. At that point, I said that I'll never be in this position again. So that's where Alpha Choice Construction came in handy. So I want to say, I got laid off on November the 11th. I want to say it was around November the 18th. I had an LLC.
You said, fuck that, I'm going to get it.
At that point, I ain't had nothing else to lose. I had one more paycheck coming, which was my last paycheck. From there, I would probably say I was irresponsible financially, so I didn't have money or anything saved up. All I knew is I had one more check coming, and that was going to be my chance to jump.
I want to ask a question. Yeah. So, like, with at that point in the story, because I know a lot of people going to be like, if I'm getting my last check, I need to make sure, I'm be able to budget and pay rent, or this, that, and the third. What made you go, I'm gonna give me an LLC and I'm gonna take a bet. You know, I'm gonna try to figure this out on me. I'm gonna try to make me more money. What made you go that direction?
Well, at that point, I knew I was in trouble anyway, right? So it was the holiday season. Wasn't nobody gonna be hiring between the months of November, probably
to the first.
So I knew I had skills, but I also knew that I needed to be legit of trying to make some money before, at that point I'm new to the game with Facebook ads and all this other good stuff. So, as a vet, I took advantage of one of my things, which I didn't have to pay the $300. So that's
for the LLC.
The LLC, they don't have to pay.
Okay.
So I didn't have to pay for my LLC. So that last check, I used it. I spent a couple $100 on a logo. I spent, got me a little Wix website for $39.99. No, y'all laughing, but this is real though.
Nah, but that's what it took, my brother, and that was a part of your vision and your story.
Yeah.
And you, like Jared said, there's most people that have been like, man, I'm about to be depressed. It's Christmas time. I can't. Did you even get a chance to go home and see your family? Like,
no, I was broke by then.
Damn, man.
Yeah, I was broke. I think. Yeah, I was broke by then. By December the 6th, it was the 6th or the 8th. Yeah, by the 6th or the 8th, I got an eviction letter. I think I went to court around December. It was right before Christmas because I had moved in RV by then. Yeah, I got an eviction letter around like the 12th or 13th of December. They wouldn't even give me a chance. Like I knew if I just get one job, I'll be good. Nah, they went head on and booted your boy.
Damn, man. That story is interesting to hear because a lot of people, they're not as transparent with their failures and their shortcomings, but it's also interesting to see fast forward how those things were able to make you and build you up, and you were able to use those shortcomings and those downfalls to really fuel yourself to pick yourself up and say, you know what, I'm about to figure this stuff out, man. And you bet it on yourself.
Yeah, I did, man. And to be real, to keep it totally transparent, man, I was scared. Like my back was against the wall, man. Like all I can do was I felt like I was all I had. You know what I mean? It was like, once you can't do for people, like you'll start to see reality. Basically when people's, need for you changes, you'll know.
When you're not valuable to them anymore.
Yeah, when you're not valuable. So at that point in my life, I really wasn't valuable to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, but that was okay though. Like it's almost like I saw it coming. So I literally spent a lot of time in prayer, and during that process, I just bet it on myself. I was like, look, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. This is all I got. I know the best way to never be in this position again is work for myself. I can control my income. I can control my destiny. If it's a failure at that point, it's a leadership failure on me. So, and
with you being scared, because we talk about business a lot. Everyone knows the business statistic is 9 out of 10 businesses fail.
Yeah.
How was your thinking that way? How did you say, okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be one of these 9 out of 10s that succeed?
So one of my first approach was I knew going in what the risks were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's just go ahead on and address the elephant in the room. I'm a under 40 black contractor, construction contractor. So when people see that, they think one or two things. For one, inexperience. For two, cheap. For three, low quality. So I knew those three things were already against me. So what I did was I started with setting the tone for this company as it's grown is we have to be above average. And so knowing that I had to be above average, it was even more stressful, but it became a lifestyle with what I do with my company. Like, you got to be above average. I mean, you already got those working against you. It's like the unspoken thing. When I show up, I'm not a gray-haired, 60-year-old man, with some Wrangler jeans on. I show up And I look at myself as more of the new modern type contractors. You know, we show up with a little bit of swagger, but yet we still get the same. We still get, you know, better results done. So does that answer the question?
Yeah, no,
yeah.
And that's interesting because just in the contractor space, contractors already get a bad rep as it is.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like a lot of people are scared to take a chance, especially like you said, on a new company, a new contractor that looks at inexperience. So how did you combat those difficulties? I know you said you had to be above average, but what type of steps did you take to be above average?
What I did was communication was key. So like with one of my first clients is communicate from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Be fair, have processes down. Like, I'll walk clients through, hey, step one, sit down with them, get their vision, right? So once I get their vision, talk about budget. From there, put it in writing. I guess to make a long story short, to be successful in any business besides contracting, you have to operate and be the company early that you want to be in 10 years. Don't wait till you get to 10 years to start acting like a corporation. Act like that from jump.
Damn, son.
Damn.
From jump. So for me, I was $1 million company before my first project started.
That's powerful.
Before the first project started, in my mind, we're the best company in DFW. So like I had that swagger about myself, and what happens is it makes your future clients feel comfortable with you. You know what I mean? So definitely customer service, definitely just how you communicate with them. You know what I mean? But it's really your success in your first 6 months is all mental. It's not financial. Matter of fact, you don't even really see financial gains until it depends on your industry. I know I didn't probably start being able to pay myself for like at least 4 to 6 months before I even really started paying myself. And it's really based off what your business principles is. Like I could have paid myself crazy money, by my fourth project, but that was pointless. Why? I needed help. I would rather take that money and hire some of the best employees to help me out. I didn't care about paying myself at that point. I cared about, okay, how do I get to where I want to see myself in 10 years? I needed people that were smarter than me in a lot of different categories because I don't know it all.
I kind of want to get into your first deal.
Yeah.
Like, how did that go from you betting on yourself, making your LLC, getting everything together to get in that first contract?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So at this point, man, I was making like these little cheesy capability like flyers and stuff. I couldn't afford to pay anybody to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually posted a flyer on Instagram like it was around last February. It was probably about this time last year. So I posted that flyer, and actually one of my frat brothers who's a real estate agent and / investor saw it and was like, hey man, like he didn't ask me how long I've been in business or anything. It was just based off, hey, I know this guy, good character, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey man, go look at this property, give me a quote on it. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, cool. So drove all the way out to Corsicana, Texas, literally an hour and a half drive. In my mind, I'm like, man, I'm not doing this, man, blah, blah, blah. But it's almost like, I prayed about it, sent in the bid, and he said, okay, cool. I want you to knock it out. Now, at this point, he probably don't even know I'm broke or anything like that. Like, to be honest, I ain't even know how I was going to do it.
And like this is February, right?
Yeah.
So you've been jobless from November 18th up until February 2020.
Man, what broke as hell, I just spent all my money on, I don't have one on now. I spent all my money on little gray shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I spent my money. I went 100% in, and I moved back into a RV that I had that actually belonged to my ex's mom. She let me use it. So I moved into that and literally lived in that RV from really December. Actually, I just moved out of it like November, only to save money because at that point I've learned that, hey, don't rush into it, give or take. But that was like my time of God hiding me from the world as I look at it. just because I hadn't been out on the scene. This is probably like my first appearance in forever. Cause I'm pretty, man, look, I be on the grind.
Yeah, man, that man be working.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you've been through what I've been through, bro, you never want to go back again. So your work ethic just proves it. But this year, I think I'm going to do a little bit better with work-life balance. Yeah, but don't never be afraid to bet on yourself.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.